All right, Mr.Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? A little update on Brandon Ingram. So for those who don't know, Los Angeles Lakers forward Brandon Ingram had successful surgery on his right arm earlier Saturday. It was announced last week that he had a deep venous thrombosis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which is pretty much a condition caused by a blood clot. The blood clot was removed successfully, and now Brandon Ingram's blood flow will get back to normal. He's expected to make a full recovery in 3 to 4 months. He'll be ready to go top of 2019-2020 season, so he should be ready to go opener. He'll make a full recovery. Thank God the brother's okay. We obviously know about the blood clot that did end the injury. It did end the career of Chris Bosh, right? And Chris Bosh had him on and off. I do know this. The doctor that did the procedure for Brandon Ingram's injury over there at UCLA Medical Center, he said that this, compared to what Chris Bosh had, closer to like a lung, if I'm not mistaken, it's night and day. He pretty much said it's a night and day difference between, and I hope I'm getting these words right, a hematological issue or a blood issue, however you want to put it, and a structural issue. This was not related to his blood producing something that would cause blood clots. This was purely structural. All right, so this is a big deal. Big deal. You know, pretty much I take that as this was never a life-threatening injury for Brandon Ingram. This is just something that, thank God, they caught at a great time before it became a worse ordeal. And thank God it was in his arm rather than his legs or somewhere down, in his lower extremities. So for the Laker fans out there, you will have Brandon Ingram at the start of the 2019 season. Now, let me say this, just throwing on my basketball cap. Let's go into GM mode real quick. I do believe it will be tough to trade Brandon Ingram, though. I just don't believe a team's going to go out and trade for a guy that they haven't seen perform at an elite level after. First off, Brandon Ingram's stock has never been high. His trade value has never been high. His trade value was high his rookie year when the Pacers wanted him, and at the time, the Lakers' second pick for Paul George. That was the highest his trade value has been since he's come in the league. He's had some ups and some downs. Ironically, his best stretch of his career was right before this injury, around February, when all the trade rumors were circulating around the Lakers. Anthony Davis, did LeBron want to play with these guys or not? That's when Brandon Ingram was playing his best ball, averaging over 25 points a game, the best stretch in his career by far, right? Unfortunately for him, that stretch was only a couple weeks. And unfortunately for Laker fans and Lakers ownership, I just don't think it's going to be possible to trade him. His trade stock was never that high. It's not like you're trading for a guy who's made multiple All-Star games. You're trading for a guy who's, let's call it what it is, his motor has been already questioned by a lot as is. He had one good stretch, but it was followed by an injury that ended his season. And, I don't think you're going to be able to trade him, meaning the Lakers' chances of getting Anthony Davis, I think, were already slim. I don't believe the New Orleans Pelicans want to do business with the Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson and company. I think this even lowers the chances of that trade happening, because right now a package would have to center around Kyle Kuzma and Lonzo Ball. I just don't see a team making a trade for Brandon Ingram this summer. At least see him perform for a year, at least. And maybe if you're a Laker fan, you can see the sunshine in this. Maybe this allows the Lakers to just go after free agents. Maybe they could kind of say, we can't start Brandon Ingram because we don't know what we're getting in him. He's coming off a big time injury. That gives him an excuse just to go sign a Jimmy Butler and now bring Brandon Ingram off the bench. It will be a contract year for him next year as well, or maybe go get Tobias Harris. It would have been tough to bring in another top tier free agent, in my opinion, without getting Anthony Davis, right? So with Kuzma and Ingram still on the roster, I believe it would have been tough to go out and go bring in like a Tobias Harris, a guy who's probably only one grade higher than those guys, right? And that they could get a Kawhi Leonard, they're going to go for that, or a Kevin Durant. I doubt those guys would come to LA to play with LeBron. We've heard otherwise. But obviously, if there's guys on that, I say second tier like a Tobias or a Jimmy Butler, I think Brandon Ingram's injury gives the Lakers an excuse to say, you know, we don't know what we got in Brandon Ingram. You know, best case, we want to work him in 6-man off the bench type role, you know, instead of having him be our starter. Let's get a Jimmy Butler in there or a Tobias in there, you know, for some help for LeBron. I just don't see how you trade Brandon Ingram, but maybe there can be something in disguise here. Maybe the Lakers can use this to their advantage and kind of just use this as an excuse to, honest to God truth, pull Brandon Ingram off the bench, where I think he'll be a better fit for the Lakers right now until he's able to become a starter. And I don't believe the Lakers are going to re-sign him after this contract's up anyway. I just don't think he's a great fit with LeBron. I think he's a good talent. I think he'll be pretty damn good in this league, unlike a lot of other people who say he's not going to be good. I think he'll be good. I just think he's not in a win-now mode. He's super young. I think it'll take him some time to get where he needs to get. Again, I'm happy for the brother. I'm happy he had successful surgery on his elbow, and he'll be making a full recovery. And by the way, what is there, like 13 games left in the season? According to multiple sources, Brandon Ingram's going to join that Lakers team on the bench in probably the next week or two. So that's a good sign. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
Taliaferro. Mr.
Taliaferro. Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's. You can't do nothing but win.